Hello everyone, I'm the Black Shadow, and I welcome you to a game that, for those of us who were there, we have memories of. Even if it was how sickeningly hard this game was at times. Yes, it's Zelda II, folks! The Adventure of Link. Considering doing a Zelda game for a little while now, and it is a good game. This released all the way back in 1987. So this year marks the 25th anniversary of this game. That is astonishing. Of course, the original Zelda only being out a year beforehand, and the next one, Link to the Past, out in 91, I think it was. I think it's got a little briefing of the story here. A slight disclaimer here, folks. If you would like clarification on the story of the Zelda series, please look elsewhere, because I don't know it! I know enough between the first two games. Past that, God knows, my knowledge of Zelda games goes as far as the Super Smash series. Even if that is quite sad, folks. But yeah, I've been wanting to do a Zelda game for a while, folks. You know, for a couple of reasons. I mean, first of all, you know, this is the only Zelda game that I've actually ever completed. Last night. Oh God, I need to get a drink. Zelda 1 I've nearly finished, but I never got around to it. Never around to finishing it. But Zelda 2, no, I have done this game, so I know what I'm doing. And also, folks, I did say at the end of the last LP I was going to be doing a game with number 2 in it. You know, I mean, come on, I was never going to do Ratatouille. I mean, come on, give me a break. But anyways, folks, so we'll let this screen put it on into its normal one in a second. See, look, 1987, oldest game I've LP'd to date. This, as of this, oldest game yet. It's astonishing how old it is, but it's amazing. So, anyways, folks, so I welcome you to join me in the world of, well, I say that. The world of Zelda 2 is actually a very different world to most other Zelda games for that matter, but I'll get there later. Anyways, so, moving swiftly on. Now we've got a few bits here. There's a name here which we might as well just get rid of that. I don't remember what it's doing there. Get rid of that. And we get to register our name, which, yeah, is going to be Link, folks. Of course it is. I mean, I'm not going to put in Shadow or something. It just doesn't sound right. It's going to be Link. I'm a traditionalist. Those of you who've seen my LPs know that by now. I'm a traditionalist. Ding! Right, first thing you'll notice, folks, on the right there is levels. Like, this Zelda 2, as far as the whole series is concerned, it's looked on as a bit of a dark horse in the series. For those of you who've played Zelda 1, Zelda 2 is vastly different. Completely different gameplay. Completely different. Zelda 1 and like Link to the Past after this was sort of top-down-ish, whereas this is not very often at all top-down-ish, but you'll see what I mean. But anyways, let's get on with it. Whee! Oh God. For those of you, I'm going to give a quick story here, just to let you know basically what's happened. Sadly, I don't have my game manual with you, and if you want to do more reading into any of these games, then by all means do so. But my basic knowledge of what has happened here is, over the course of like Zelda 1, you had to put together the Triforce, and it was like in 8 pieces. You had to go around 8 places to get them, and then go to a 9th place, and then take out Ganon, who is the evil baddie, who is also quite cool. And then during the course of like this, and I know it said it basically the little bio. Basically, what's happened is there's been a bit of a power struggle between this woman right here, Princess Zelda, and some prince, I think, apparently over the Triforce, because the Triforce got split into 3, which people who know this series became what was it, Courage, Wisdom, and Power in some form or another. She had a piece, the prince had a piece, and their dad had a piece. Although I believe he did, and he like hid it away somewhere in the Great Palace. And the prince got greedy, wanted to know where it was, and then got moody and stroppy at the princess, put her into a sleeping spell, and now here she is. And we have been tasked with getting together, basically getting the last Triforce piece, because apparently we get them all together, we can wake up the princess. Doesn't that sound wonderful? So now, first thing we're going to do here is just to get used to the mechanics. I'm doing this a little differently to how I normally would do this, but we're going to go straight to town first before we do anything here. You'll notice, yeah, here we are. Of course, we've got a bit of top-down view, but the game, obviously, as you saw, side-scrolling, never been done before, and I'm pretty sure has never been done since, as far as the whole Zelda series is concerned. There's a lot of things they did differently. I mean, like, this is almost an RPG, almost, because of course you've got your leveling system here. You know, you can see at the top there, you got sword, you got magic, and you got life, and they all go up to 8. And at the top right, you've got like an experience bar, which, you know, traditionally, as far as I'm aware, in Zelda games, is that you power up your character by getting more powerful weaponry, not powering up your character as such, because Link's equipment doesn't change as such. You get like little items that you have to use here, there, and everywhere, but that's not the same thing. So while I just quickly get myself untangled in some cables, there we go. I will now stop stalling, and we can explore our first town here. And it says, well, welcome to Rauru. Now, there might be a couple of you out there who might think, Rauru? Bloody hell, have I heard that from somewhere? And, interestingly enough, you might have, folks. Ocarina of Time, which is obviously a game much later on than this, a lot of the sages, I believe, in that game actually have the names of almost every single town in Zelda 2, which is a nice little back reference there for people who, well, haven't played it like me. I've only really played these first 2 Zeldas. Other than that, I haven't really played any. Another thing that they included heavily, or a lot more in this, was the introduction. You know, you got your NPC characters here, you know, and you had a hell of a lot more interaction in this game than you did with any other. You know nothing. Go away then. You know, whereas in Zelda 1, the only real NPCs you sort of communicated with was like, you know, shop merchants. That was about it. But here you've got whole towns you can interact with. Return the crystal to the palace in Parappa. Yes. What we need to do, because we've been told the piece of Triforce we're after is in the Great Palace, but it's vanished. We can't seem to find it, and apparently there's 6 other palaces around the state of Hyrule. Don't know if you heard a pop there. That was some. I think I did hear a pop there. And apparently, if we go around those 6 palaces, put our 6 crystals in there, as you can see at the bottom, then it will reveal the location of the final area. Or at least, not reveal it, but I mean we can actually get in it, actually, if you want to get technical about it. Oh, this looks like a very wealthy citizen. With all else fails, use fire. You might not know what that means yet, but you will do in time. But it's something you don't have to worry about for a long time, folks. Please don't help. Come inside. Hold on a sec. Link is a complete and utter stranger. You're just gonna let him inside? I'm a bit worried here, folks. Just doing like, what the hell? This is an E-rated game. For the love of God. What is this 1980s innuendo? Jesus. I mean, Zelda of all things. I mean, come on. Only the hammer can destroy a roadblock. That's very true. We've not come across roadblocks or hammers. Surprisingly, there's not many hammers in the world of Zelda, which doesn't really make sense considering, you know, it's set. I'd say it's set in a certain time period, but it's not really. Hello. No, I want to speak with the woman in purple. Her. Let me speak to you. Talk with my father before you leave town. Alright then. Very welcoming community, aren't they? Just letting strangers into their house, people they've never even seen before. Just because he's got a big sword. Each town has a wise man. Learn from him. Yeah, folks. Every town in the game, which there are about 6 or 7, or I forget how many there are now, honestly. No, it's about... Well, there's a lot of towns, folks, and most of them have a wise man, and if you have a little chat with him... In Parappa Desert, use this magic to survive. And they will give you magic spells, folks. Very useful magic spells. This is the first one you get in the game. The shield magic. You might be wondering, 032, what the hell that means. If you want to think of it sort of like Final Fantasy wise, that's like your MP cost, or the amount of magic you need to spend in order to use it. And in fact, the life system actually works the same way. It's sort of a point system, although it's quite well hidden. The way to do it, folks, is if you look at the top meters, you know, you've got whole meters for each sort of bar section. That counts as 16 points, both for the magic and the life. So if I wanted to cast shield when I get the right save slot, just to show you off, it's obviously 16 times 2, which is 32, which is obviously going to be half of our whole meter. Shield is actually a pretty useful magic, folks. As long as it's active, halves all incoming damage. Very nice, and that lasts until, you know, basically you leave the screen. Because whenever you leave the screen, so everything basically resets. Yourself included, like any status effects sort of thing that you're under. Or any other spells that you might have active as well. Generally, no, they all go. Find the heart in Southern Parappa. Well, I'm finding people's hearts now. It's a bit perverse.
Get the candy in Parappa Palace. Go west!
No, I'm not going to start breaking out in Pet Shop Boys. So tempted to now. Well, we could go west, folks, here. You can see at the top right sort of desert there. We need to go through that little cave system on the right. And generally that's what you would do. But I'm not doing that, folks. There's a couple little areas that we sort of... Well, one's a secret area, one's not so much a secret. But we can go to and get hold of some extra things here. Ah, yes, of course. I haven't talked about this yet, folks. As long as you follow the yellow brick road, you're completely and utterly safe. You can't be hurt, no, you're fine. Once you stray off the beaten path, folks, these things will start popping up, and you can sort of almost treat them as random encounters, almost, if you want to draw more parallels to Final Fantasy, folks. It's sort of two different types of encounters. You've got, like, the little blobs, like at the bottom on the right, which are sort of like weak encounters, weak enemies, and then you've got the ones, like, to our left, which is a strong enemy, which, you know, obviously tougher enemies. But, you know, being a tougher enemy, you get more experience from it. I'll show off a fight here. It's like this easy one. You've got to face like these things, bits and bots. The bots are the red ones, by the way, I think. And you see there, as we kill them, obviously you got a little the number comes up 2, which is an extra 2 experience. Pretty simple. But if I say compare this to a bad one, like a strong encounter, you'll see it's got like different enemies here. You'll find some enemies in some places will be like constantly respawning, constantly over and over, and you can't actually get any points from them, folks. Although some of them, those sort of things, if they hit you, you actually lose experience. I'll let you know which ones those are, because they're a pain in the backside. First place we want to go here is these little woods up here. They seem sort of out of place, and the reason for that is because it's a little secret area here, folks. Got some bats up here. Be a bit careful of those. And we may also know, for people who have not played the Zelda series much, how Link, when he sort of uses his sword here, the little lasery thing comes off. That's because he's got full health, folks. Once you get hit and you're not at full health, it's just a normal sword stab. Just a little extra bonus. It's just as powerful as a sword hit, but it doesn't work against everything. Yeah, you can die. And inside this little forest, there's this here little pea bag. A points bag, folks, and basically they just hold a load of experience. This one has 50. Very nice. And now obviously we've gotten about 50 experience, so now we can decide what we wouldn't want to level up. Everything goes up to 8th levels, or 8th levels? 8 levels. And from here there's a few things we can do. Now obviously, no, you've got your 3 things here, attack, magic and life, and they all require a different amount of experience. Now from here we could just say, yay, select that, and you'll notice now the experience we need goes up to 100, because, you know, we've done that and obviously we've used 50 experience. But what you can do, folks, if for some reason, say you don't want to level up your life first, you want to say level up your attack, for example, which wouldn't be the worst of ideas. Attack's very handy in this. What you can do is you can cancel. And what it does is it just allows you to build up the experience to get different ones first. There's no way of opening up that menu again until you get to the level again. But then, say if I then got to 100 experience, I can either spend it on the magic to raise it up a level, or I can still spend it back on the original life if I then decide to change my mind halfway through, which is nice. It allows a bit of flexibility here. And, it's a really nice ability. It does mean also, if you want to, you can just jack one stat up to a maximum amount. I am aware, though, as well, that in the, I believe in the Japanese version, this system actually works completely and utterly differently. Which, after you get to a level, you can increase any one of the stats you want. So you can really easily jack your attack up to 8 really early in the game. The downside to that was, I believe, if you had a game over or you sort of quit the game and reloaded it, all your levels for all your your meters and that all went down to the lowest level that you had. So, say if you had 8 attack, 7 magic, but only 3 life, if you quit and came back, all the levels would be at level 3. Which is a nice little balancing act, that. But yeah, there's a little bit of experience there, which I did actually want to use on the health, but I forgot. Another thing I want to do here as well is a nice little hidden cave here from your opening palace. If you come down here, there's a little cave here which is hidden away. Now, I would treat this with a bit of caution here, because of course you can see we can't see anything, and the reason for that is because we don't have an item yet which actually allows us to see anything. But you can see if you're paying attention. Now, have a look at the ground here when I open this up. Can you see that, folks? Now, if you're wondering, holy crap, we just got hit out of nowhere, you're obviously not looking hard enough. Watch the ground, folks, as it comes on the right. Can you see, it changing in places? Because there's enemies there, and what you can do, if you're paying attention, is if you notice, the ground sort of changing like that, it's because there's an enemy there. So you can see it, just about. But you gotta pay really close attention. You got little enemies here. These shoot rocks at you. Try not to get hit by them. I believe they're called octorods or something. Don't quote me on that, folks. I know the names of the bosses, and that's about it. So yeah, so now we could say magic level up our magic, or we can just still level up life, which is what I want to do. Leveling up your magic in life doesn't actually do what you'd think. Leveling up your attack obviously means you do more attack. But leveling up your life and magic doesn't actually give you more health / magic as such. What it does is that as you increase levels in life, it's like increasing your defense. You take less damage from enemies, and raising your magic level means that spells have some spells then cost less to actually cast. So, if I got level 2 magic, shield would have cost 24 points instead of 32, that sort of thing. And the reason we want to come into this cave is because of this little gizmo here. Magic container. Increases the whole meter by 1. Very, very nice indeed. Really advise you do that. And actually, I'm going to say it now, folks, for the purposes of if you want to actually complete the game, there's 4 magic containers which you actually must collect. Oh, sorry, folks. But you must collect those in order to actually complete the game. As crazy as that might seem, folks, you might say, oh, they're just optional bits. You have to get them. And there's 4 heart containers, and you basically have to get those as well if you want a chance. But of course, I'll be letting you know. Where those are. Of course, it wouldn't be a very good LP if I didn't. Forest obviously offers a different terrain here. Something as well as you can see here with Link's shield is you can go up and you can go sort of down, and you can go prone or crouch like that, and it means that you can sort of deflect attacks that are from sort of at your feet, and of course then you can then stab at other people's feet, and it's a very handy trick to learn. See, here I need to crouch down in order to actually defend it. If I'm standing, I'd get hit. Oh, this is actually caught a bit fine. Bonsai! He's dead. Although, I'm suffering a little bit here. You can die. Those little blue little bottles, by the way, folks, they're sort of the little magic container, little magic refills. Click one of those, refills a bar of your magic, but, well, we haven't spent any, so nothing we can do. Now, this cave we do need to head through, and you've got no choice but head through it in the dark, but you're okay, because there's only one enemy in here, and that's here. Yeah, you can see it coming across. Only the one in here. So, you're pretty safe. You're pretty safe. So, now we're here in Parappa Desert. Which, again, different enemies. You want to watch out for all these rocks here. They suck. The story is with these rocks. You're wondering what the hell are rocks doing floating around. The story is that the heat in this desert is so hot that it's actually causing the rocks to lift off the ground and just hover around in midair. Yeah. Honest to God, that is what the story is. I can't say Resident Evil logic, but I'm tempted to start a Zelda logic now. Why am I going this way? I don't want to go this way. Now, if we head up north here, you'll see up there, that is Parappa Desert, the castle of Parappa Desert, which is where we need to head to. But you remember that person in town saying finding a heart south of Parappa? Well, they mean coming down this little route. This is why I was coming down here, so I hadn't explained it yet. And you want to do that. Ow. I hate how they spawn on the edge like that. Pisses me off. Really, really annoying. But you'll also find as well, even though this road is completely safe, you'll sometimes find squares where there's like a fixed sort of thing you have to do. And this is one of them, folks. Word to the wise, do not let those bubbles hurt you, because they're apparently poisonous, and they certainly do suck, and it is too easy to hit one and fall in the water, because Link cannot swim and you will die. Not advised. Don't do it! And if we then head down here, obviously this little secret alcove, you notice a lot of trees, but there's like a little field in the centre. Because a little secret area here, folks. And there is our heart container, although we want to deal with this guy first. His little gimmick, as it were, is he can throw these boomerangs, either like at your head or at your feet. And you've got to watch out for that, because of course being boomerangs, they go past. So you've got to be prepared to, like, if they go past you, to defend from the other side. But he's not too hard. No, I'm gonna not bother. I'd rather get the attack first, folks. And of course, being heart container, increases our life, and also refills it for us as well, which is quite nice. There you go, nice and simple, couple containers there. They get get hell of a lot harder to find, folks. Honestly, you will be shocked at the lengths you have to go to find some of these, and where some of them are. Just balmy. Balmy, that is such an English word. Yeah, if you're not sure, folks, just let it go. There's no time limit, unless you've got things flying at you, which, in case, there might as well be a time limit. See, look! What can you do about that? It's borderline racist. Uh-oh. Ha! To hell with you! And I welcome you to, Parappa Desert Castle here. Yeah, why the hell not, folks? We'll have a slightly longer video than usual. I know I'm doing half hours. This is probably going to drive it over a little bit, but who gives a damn? Because I don't. I'm not going to give you maps for all these castles. You can find them yourself. I've sort of compiled my own little sort of document, you know, of all the stuff that I need to know, and I know the quickest way you need to go about this. Actually, while I'm here, these little guys here, I forget what they're called. They're just like the ones from the meadows. They just keep peering, don't give you anything. Don't let them hit you, because you lose experience as well as health. Very bad. Do not let it happen to you, because it is mighty frustrating. Right, now, first place we want to go, we want to head left first. Now these things, I don't know why, I have a habit of just them hitting me. Like, that one nearly hit me. It's just a blob, for God's sakes. That's not a blob. That's like a skeleton warrior here. He's pretty easy to deal with, actually. He can only attack you up high, and he only defends up high. Trick to this guy is if you sort of come in at him and sort of stab him down like that. That's the way to go, because of course, like, if you're running and then you suddenly crouch, the momentum carries on, you sort of skid, so that means you can sort of go down and then you can sort of like get in there at someone's defense, which is quite a handy little tactic. Make good use of that, folks. You know, but of course, being first palace, you know, pretty reasonably simple enemies, folks. I show you, some of the ones later on are, oh my god. I'll give you what advice I can for dealing with some of these enemies, but some of them are just brutal. Created by some... Oh, I hate it when that happens. Created by some sick mind who created this game. Terrible. And yeah, so you see, folks, we got a key from earlier. You need that to like unlock locked doors in the palace, folks. There are always enough keys to fit with all the doors, folks. So if you're at a door and you don't have a key to open it, there will be one that you can get access to. I can guarantee it. Whoa! What the hell is that? It's like a bone head thing. I'll be demonstrating that thing in a little moment, folks. When we're in an area where I'm not constantly being attacked, ideally. Like, I believe there's one here, actually, yes. Now, I forget what this guy's called, actually. Oh, no, we got a skeleton. There we go. No, I want to get the attack up. Sure there's one here, isn't there? No, there's not. Strange. Now, we could head down this elevator down here, folks. There isn't any point yet because there's another locked door we need to get through and we don't have a key. So, we need to go, you know, find ourselves some more keys. There we are. Now I'll be able to demonstrate here, folks. Now, this enemy is an interesting one, folks. He has an interesting little bit. Not only can he hurt you normally, but if his pixels sort of overrun your pixels, and I go by that because it doesn't necessarily mean that because you've already been hit, you may notice you actually lose magic. This guy can drain your magic, and that kind of sucks later on in the game. You can... Ow. You can kill him, folks. It takes a little while, especially with a one attack. But I would actually advise, perhaps, especially early on... Well, I would sometimes advise, maybe not like these ones on their own, but only because it's early on in the game, is if you keep stabbing, because they have the infamous 255 health. And the sword does like... I forget how much damage it does, like on 1. Is it like 4 or 6 or something? I forget. But if you keep stabbing it, you will eventually kill it. And it's actually worth your time this early on in the game, because as you get sort of later on into the game, folks, the experience you need to get a level spirals into the thousands, and it just jumps crazily. So it's worth your time, killing those. You get 50 experience for it, and it's not that hard, which is pretty good. So now we can now choose any of them, and you'll notice that we can't cancel. We do have to increase something, and I'm going to increase in attack. Really want to. Magic's not that important because we've only got the one spell at the moment, so we'll be okay. And you'll see immediately the difference here. These guys took 4 hits to kill. Now it's 3. Immediate difference. Well, it's not a hard enemy, but oh well. Now we head up here. More of these. You son of a... How did I not hit him? It's pathetic, Shadow. It's pathetic. There's key here, but we can carry on, which is what you do want to do. Go through these, and watch your step as you come here, because those are not lollipops. Those are maces, and there is a bugger here chucking them at you. Now you will find sometimes he throws them. You'll suddenly you got to wait for a little gap to appear. Like I thought, it might want to be there. Ow! That hurt. Because you might have seen that. You see how it like jumps up sometimes? That's where you sort of need to your window. Oh god, I'm struggling to get through here. Problem is, it's where it's throwing them is in a dodgy little spot. Ow. Yeah, actually, folks. Oh, I'm gonna have to put an annotation about that. If I haven't already. Yeah. Something that was changed in this game to later re-releases is that little flashing screen there. I've put my annotation up because I actually forgot to mention it, but that was actually changed to a red screen because there are actually worries from the developers later on that would actually perhaps cause like epileptic fits and that kind of thing. So if you do, I know I've put out annotations. Oh my god, if you do suffer from those, then I would, if you do suffer from epileptic fits, then I would thoroughly advise you perhaps consider not watching this LP, because I don't want people suffering because of that, because that's bad. That is very bad, folks. I mean, obviously, I don't suffer from it, so I'm okay, but if you do, you might want to consider not watching this LP, folks, because you will see a lot of that, because it's not just from dying, which you will likely see a lot, but also, like, if you use magic and that, it does happen as well. So, yeah. Bit late, but I'll put something up to counteract that. So anyways. Right, so from here, we still not a lot of point putting magic up, I don't feel. But I will, actually. Because what that does now is, if I can ever grab that. If I can ever grab that. Oh, I'll explain that in a second. But yeah, see, it's now down to 24 points. And normally, at this stage, it wouldn't matter. But because I've gone and got the magic container, I can now cast shield 3 times instead of 2. And also some statues, folks, when you hit them, they'll actually drop these red bottles. That's a full magic restoration, which is kind of nice. Although I always forget... oh, sorry, folks. I had a bit of a cough recently, I can assure you. That one I always forget gives a red one. So I'm always busy trying to fight that mace guy without a shield on, and then I'm like, oh, could have used one. Doofus. Anyways, so with that done, we've got our 2 keys, so we want to head down the left here. And we want to take that elevator that we didn't take. No, go away. One thing as well about these little ball things, not only do they reflect off, bounce off of walls, they do actually also bounce off the edge of the screen. So be careful about that, because otherwise, if you're not paying attention, some of them go really fast. That can catch you out. Watch out for that. Right. So head here. Yeah, like places like here, there's a load of these damn things, and you can use it to manipulate the path it takes. But you gotta be really careful how you go about it, folks, because like that one's fast as hell. Oh god. Oh, we're in a spot above it. I'm gonna have to check out that fast one, folks. Coming down here. The slow ones I can deal with, but not a fast one like that. And oh my god, is that gonna come down here? Thank god. I mean, like I said, you can just sit here and take out all of them, because that's 200 experience. And normally, if I'm playing this on my own, oh god. Oh, for the love of god, all that work's been for naught. Thanks, game. Appreciate it. But, never mind. Now, what do you see here, folks? Lava pit, bridge. Yeah, it crumbles. Although there is a points bag here, and if you're quick, you can grab it and just about get on with it. Just about. It's a bit tight, I'll admit. Ooh. Yoink. Now we come into here. Another one of these damn mace guys. Though this one's not so bad to get at, it's a nice flat floor. Yeah, just die. And a red one. I'm gonna use that here, actually, because if this is the room I think it is... Yeah. Very special enemy this here, folks. Say hello to the Iron Knuckle. You will see this guy a lot. He can stab up as well as down, folks. And also, he also shields up as well as down. And he changes a lot, so you've got to pay attention. Honestly, I think best way to deal with this guy, because you need to conserve health in this game, is be more concerned with defending rather than attacking, folks. when you're facing that guy. Holy shit, it's a motherfucking candle! How amazing is that, apparently? I can't believe that, folks. A candle, and he's like, this is the holy grail of the world. Unbelievable. But yeah, folks, you will see those guys a lot. That's a pretty simple one, that. But there are some later on which are just cruel. And they block so much. Oh, God. No! Oh, my God. Did that happen? Oh, my God. I've got to fight him again. I know I'm not going to be save state abusing in this game, folks. I'm going to be doing my best not to. It's just I don't want to do it in this palace because you don't get many lives in this game. On a standard playthrough, you might get, maybe, because you have 3 lives, you might get about 3 more if you're lucky. No more than that. You know, and you've really got to make your lives last, because if you start losing them, it makes your life a living hell. And I don't want to use it here. At least on this palace. I almost can't accept using it on this one. Almost. But I want to show you, because it's something I've been avoiding showing you, and I want to have low health so I can actually show it. Otherwise, no, it doesn't really show anything. Let's just, leave these guys. Or attempt to leave them. Oh my God. I have a bad feeling about this. Now, what you can do with these guys here... Oh, yes. What you can do is you can just hit them. And what you can do is, while they're hitting sort of stunned, you can just walk past them. But seeing as I've got 2 caught in the same spot, I might as well bloody kill the things. Get some experience here. Even if it is going to take a moment. Come on! There's one. And we can use that to increase our life, and luckily, increasing that also gives you an instant refill as well, which is quite handy. Very useful little ability that earlier on in the game, because of course later on, less upgrades, so on and so forth. You know, you're going to get it less, and you have to rely on other health sources, of which there are basically none. So, yeah. Now, I can't really show it to you much here, but I would try to anyways here. If we come along here, when you get to this elevator, you come down past here, you see this here, and obviously people who have played the Zelda series know exactly what this is, folks. This is a fairy. Whenever you see one, gives you full life restoration, but you can only use it the once. And I'm using it now because, well, we've got to go down here, folks, and it's, you know, go here towards the end, so basically. So we might as well use it. Another iron knuckle. Yeah, you'll see, like here, if I go away, the laser doesn't work against this guy. No. Be more concerned defending. If you feel you've got a chance to have a crack at him, then do. But you need to conserve your health in this game, which is easier said than done a lot of the time. There's some more skeleton guys. Easier to take out here because, of course, they can only attack high, and you're on a level below them, so they can't touch you. Because they're pathetic. Useless. Oh, come on now. Stop throwing those things. They're surprisingly hurtful. Hurtful. Mummy, he hurt my feelings. Anyways, I'll deal with that guy anyway. And we got anyone else here? Yeah, we do. Another iron knuckle. You'll generally find when you're taking on iron knuckles that they'll just take the one swing at you. Once you hit them, they go into like a berserk mode. So you gotta pay attention to that, folks. They'll keep swinging at you for a while, and then they'll sort of calm down eventually. Ooh, a red bottle thing. Well, I might as well take it. I preferred a pea bag there, but pea bag. How many times am I gonna say that in this LP, folks? Good God. But yeah. Anyways, note the sort of the curtains at the top. Denotes only one thing, folks. Boss time! And this is the first boss, folks. Horsehead, because, well, he's no horse, and he has a head. Or armoured, you know what I mean. This guy's not too tough. Only way we can hurt him, little demo here, is, if you want to hurt him, you have to hit him in the head. Don't bother trying to block his mace because you can't. You have to hit him in the head, like I couldn't even demonstrate properly anyways. He's a bit of a fiddly boss to get to, actually. Ow. Like that. Now, I'm not going to tell you... because these bosses have a set amount of health, and obviously your attack does a set amount of damage, yeah, this is the way to get him. Just that little jump slash, clip him, and then pull immediately back once you hit him, because you sort of like bounce back like he bounces back. Because we've got a level 2 sword, he requires 12 hits to kill. Whereas if we had like a level 1, he carries 16 hits to kill, just so you know. Because I've got those lists on me, because I do. And that's kind of annoying, actually, folks, in a way. This bit, you'll see why in a second. Here we are, end of the level. You can put a crystal in. Whenever you do that, automatically refills your magic and life. And also, it then increases your experience up to the next level. Which is really annoying because I only had 10 more experience. If I had gotten that 10 experience elsewhere, then I'd have had potentially getting on an extra 400 experience here instead of 10. Which is quite annoying. But a little something as well that you can do, should you so desire, is if you want to, especially like say here, because it's early on in the game, is you can actually jump over that, and if you then decide to walk out, you can then come back in here, and if you want to, you can just replay this whole thing again, if you so desire. I don't think that's necessary, but if you really want to go experience grinding, then you can. But I don't think it's necessary. But hurrah! First palace done! And only in about 40 minutes or so. I knew this video was going to go a bit longer than usual, but hey, what does it matter? Do we want to upgrade our life? Our magic even, or wait for life? I can't justify upgrading that anymore. We don't have any spells. We'll keep hold of it. And then if we come out, palace goes to ruins. Like that. And, you know, it goes to, you know, obviously we've done it now, you know, if we end up probably getting into a fight here. Oh, no, we're not. And we will find now, we've got 5 crystals, and now we've got the candle, lights up all your caverns here, so you can always see them. And if you so decide to, if you then sort of, I don't know if it actually does occur that way, folks. I assume that if you sort of put the crystal in the castle, but don't get the item out, you just lose it, I would assume. But I don't know. Anyways, folks, so that's going to be a video. A slightly longer video than usual, but, you know, as again, it doesn't really matter. In the next video, folks, well, we've already done the first palace, so pretty good road. Oh, by the way, that's a roadblock. Can't get past it, because it blocks the road, obviously. And in the next video, well, we're going to be exploring, we've done sort of like a Parappa Desert. So we get to explore sort of, you know, a bit more westerly now, because we can't go south, because the road's blocked, and the road only seems to head down towards the left here, folks. So we're going to have to go follow that. Oh, and something else as well, folks. If you get into a fight, I'll show you actually. If you like get into a fight, but you're on a road, this screen comes up. Basically, it just negates the fight. And also, you'll sometimes see a little fairy sign come across, and that basically means if you get into that, a fairy just appears, so you can restore your life, which is quite handy. But at any rate, folks, so yeah, so that's going to be a video. So, thank you for watching the first video of Zelda 2, and the rest will be a little bit shorter than this, but I always knew it was going to be a bit long. But hey, I wanted to get the palace done in the first video, so well. So folks, so yeah, so thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.